excited to try this for quite some time. This is going to be a recipe for cloud bread. Apparently you can have 2 pieces of this bread and use it as like a bun for a sandwich, and it will count as 1/3 of a lean and 1 1/3 condiment. So this is totally an experiment. Fingers crossed that it comes out. If you're watching this, then it did come out. So come on along and lean and green with me. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and I am living in the light by documenting my weight loss journey, and I'm using Optavia's 5-in-1 program. Part of the Optavia 5-in-1 program has you eating 5 fuelings, which come to you in your monthly Optavia box. And then the other part, the one part, is eating a lean and green meal, which consists of 5 to 7 ounces of a lean protein, 3 servings of lower carbohydrate vegetables, and then up to 3 condiments, which you can add spices and other things. So what I'm going to do is create cloud bread that will use 1/3 of my lean and 1 1/3 condiments, which means I will still have 1 2/3 condiments and 2/3 lean, plus all of my greens. I'm gonna make a delicious hamburger today. Before I show you all of the ingredients though, would you please do me a huge favor, just scroll down a little bit and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me. It's just a small way that you can support me in my channel and in my journey. As I've said before, those kinds of things, those thumbs up, those comments, those words of affirmation are what really do motivate me to keep on going. So far, I am so close to having lost 2/3 of my goal, which is 100 pounds, with another 50 left to go. So hopefully in the next week or 2, I'll hit that 100-pound mark and then just have 50 more to go to reach my goal. But let me show you what you put into this cloud bread and let's see if it works. The ingredients are super simple. I need 3 eggs at room temperature. So these have been sitting out for a little while. If you forget to put yours at room temperature, you can put them in a container with some warm water and let them sit for about 10 minutes, and that will take the chill off and make them good to go. Cream of tartar. The only time I ever use this is if I'm making meringue or dealing with egg whites. So hopefully this is still good. It's been around for a while. I'm not sure how long. And then 3 tablespoons of light cream cheese. And this is also at room temperature. So I took this out a while ago from the refrigerator, and it is just sitting here waiting to be mixed up. So what I have to do first is separate my eggs, and I do have a fancy egg separator, but sometimes it's easier just to use the eggshells and go back and forth between the eggshells. And I'm gonna take these out because I'm gonna use this container for my egg yolks. You don't want any yolk in the white, but if you have a little bit of white in the yolk, that's not gonna hurt anything. So you have to be really careful not to break the yolk when you're doing this. And if you do, just make sure that none of the yolk gets into the egg whites. Another way to separate eggs if you don't have an egg separator, oh no, I saved it. If you don't have an egg separator, is to just break the eggs into the bowl and then scoop out with your fingers. And usually you can get the egg, as long as you don't break the yolk, you can get those all out. I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna actually put 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar into my egg whites, and I'm gonna set them aside. Whoops. Well, that's dumb. Back to wash my hands again. Okay, I'm gonna set this over at my KitchenAid for a second, and then I'm gonna come back. So in this bowl, I have my eggs, my egg yolks, and I'm gonna add my cream cheese, and then I just want to mix this until all of the cheese is combined into the egg yolks. And I want to get this done before I start working on my egg whites, because once my egg whites are whipped, I want to make sure that I work quickly to get the egg yolks mixed in so I am not deflating any of the air from the egg whites. So this is going to take me just a few minutes, so I'm going to come back and show you what this looks like when it's all mixed up. Okay, I am going to come over to my KitchenAid. I'm going to bring you over here. I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to whisk the egg whites until stiff peaks form. All right, they say that if you have stiff peaks, you can turn this upside down over your head. I'm not gonna do it over my head because that would be crazy. And the next step then is to fold in this cream cheese and egg yolk mixture. And you wanna be careful when you're folding things into egg whites if you don't do a lot of baking. You know, the purpose of beating those egg whites like that is to make sure that we get all of a lot of air in there, right? So we don't want to lose that air. So I'm just going to, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to mix this gently until I don't really see any whites left. My oven is preheated already to 300 degrees. It's so unusual to do that. You need 2 racks in the oven and 2 baking sheets that are either lined with a silicone baking mat, or you can use parchment paper and just really spray it really well. It takes patience to fold things in like this. Now, like I said, this is an experiment for me. I'm not exactly sure if this is gonna work, and so hopefully it does. I've got most of the egg yolks worked through here. I don't really see a lot of clumps of white. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use a scoop, and I know I need to make 12 of these, so I'm going to do 6 piles on one sheet and then 6 on the other one, and then I'm going to kind of fill in the gaps with the rest of the filling and add them together, because I have a feeling I probably need more than what is here. And just be really gentle. You don't want to knock the air out. One of the reasons that I'm trying this out is on a Facebook group, and actually on several Facebook groups, I was seeing people were asking about bread, right? And somebody had commented on a couple of Facebook pages about a product called Chompies. And you know me, I don't trust anything that does not come directly from Optavia. So if somebody says, oh, Chompies is an improved bread, I say, let me ask nutrition support. So I called nutrition support. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon now to these, and asked them if Chompies was an approved bread that we could have. And you know, I was told no, right? I mean, that's fairly obvious. But they said, and this recipe actually is an Optavia recipe. They have it on, it's an older recipe, and it actually uses a meat substitute as a burger. It is an older recipe that you can find on their Facebook page, but if you were to do a Google search for cloud bread, Optavia cloud bread, you'll find the Facebook page that has this recipe in it. I think I've got just enough for this last one here to add a little bit to it. And so that's what I did. This recipe was on the Optavia Facebook page, their official Facebook page, not somebody else's. There are other recipes out there. I did look at one from Stacey Hawkins, which had Parmesan cheese and one of her seasoning blends and only 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. So I'm going with the one that's on the Optavia site, and that way I know that it's going to be right. I'm gonna put these in the oven for 30 minutes at 300 degrees, and then we'll come back and see how the experiment worked out. One thing I forgot that I just remembered, that it said to spread them out so that they are about 1/3 of an inch, or no smaller than 1/3 of an inch thick. So mine are gonna be about 1/2 inch. Glad I remembered to do this, because then it would really have been a disaster. I'm gonna spread out the other ones, slide them in the oven again for 30 minutes, and then we'll be back. Don't you just love it when things work out? Look at these, they're so cool. I'm gonna let them cool completely. The way that, what the recipe says is you cool them off, and then you can store them in a Ziploc bag, and they get softer in the Ziploc bag, so they're a little bit on the crispy side. You can toast them once they're soft if you want to make them crispier, but you can also freeze them. So probably what I'm going to do is let these cool completely and then put them in pairs into Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer for future use. But I will be back momentarily to show you my dinner tonight, because I'm going to use 2 of these to make a burger bun and see how that comes out. I cannot tell you how excited I am to make this dinner, and I will definitely show you my plate once I get it finished. But let me tell you what I decided to do. So the cloud bread, which I have individually packaged each of these, the other 5 sets are in the freezer already because I won't be using them right away. But I did pop these in a Ziploc bag because the recipe that I saw said that if you put them, they're crispy when they come out of the oven. If you put them in a Ziploc bag, then they'll get soft. And that's kind of what I want them. I don't want them too crispy. So those are ready. Those are my buns. Remember, that is 1/3 of a lean and then 1 1/3 condiments. So I still need 3 greens, and I can have up to another 1 2/3 condiments. And then I need to have a healthy fat because I'm using 94% lean ground beef. So what I've done is I'm going to make a smash burger, so to speak. I've got about a little more than 5 ounces of uncooked ground beef. Once I cook that, it's probably going to cook down to about 4 ounces. I will weigh it to make sure that it is right about 4 ounces, because I want to make sure that my leans are right. My other condiments will be 2 teaspoons, which is 2/3 of a condiment of yellow mustard. I am going to roast green beans for, as a matter of fact, they're already in the oven. The green beans have 1/2 teaspoon. They've been tossed in 1/2 teaspoon of olive oil. That's my healthy fat. And then I'm gonna squeeze on some lemon juice for flavor once that's done. So that lemon juice is gonna count as my other condiment. And then I am going to put the mustard, and I've got a dill pickle sliced up, and that's basically 1/2 of a healthy snack. I hardly ever have my healthy snacks, so I have that. So that is going to be my complete lean and green. It will have 1 lean, 3 greens, 3 condiments, and 1/2 of a healthy snack. And I will come back after I make my burger and I get my plate ready to show you what it looks like. I can't have fries with my burger, but I can do some crispy green beans. So these are green beans that come from Trader Joe's. They're frozen, so they're really skinny. And I just tossed them with a little bit of olive oil and put them in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. And so they're a little bit on the crispy side. They're not gonna be fries, but they taste really good with a nice little squeeze of lemon. My burger, on my cloud bread. It's going to be delicious. I hope that you'll give this one a try. I look forward to trying some other kind of sandwich type things with this cloud bread as bread, and we'll see how it goes. Until I see you next time, please live in the light.